Prepare to begin.
Hi everybody, welcome to our leadership meeting. My name is
And my name is Cozy. We are so excited to show you what learning looks like at Ivy Hall.
We're going to start today by saying the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the prayer from podcast.
Please stand for the pledge. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, please help that we can have a safe drive home, and that we can all have a very fun time at the leadership and learning fair, and that in our classrooms that we can do fun activities, and that the parents that they'll be able to learn about what we're doing in Ivy Hall Academy. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Today, you see how we use in school.
These habits help us take charge of learning, work well with others, and always try our best.
And it's just about what we do who we are becoming.
Our teachers make learning excited, creative, and fun.
Today, we'll see some of the amazing things happening in our classrooms, like how we work together, help our classmates, and challenge ourselves to grow.
We can't wait to share it all with you, so let's get started.
Hi, my name is Ireland and I'm in Miss Henstra's second grade class. We've been working hard on wit and wisdom and we're so excited to show you what we've been learning. In our lessons, we've been reading stories and focusing on the settings, characters, actions, problems, and endings of each one. We're also talking about how characters can be leaders and how they use 5 leadership paradigms to help solve problems and lead others. In this video, you'll see how we work together to explore these ideas and share our thoughts about the stories. We hope you enjoy watching us learn and grow.
People have been fighting segregation all around America.
Maybe that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem because they're fighting it, but they don't want it.
Martin Luther King Jr. comes and gives a speech about how he sees a future without segregation.
That goes in the setting. And this is a character because it's Martin Luther King.
People come to watch Martin Luther King Jr. give his I Have a Dream speech. That would be an action. Martin Luther King Jr. comes to give a speech about how he sees a future without segregation. That is an action.
People are being treated unfairly based on the color of their skin. That is a problem. Because he's planting seeds, which is like an action.
Where should this one go?
Native Americans. That should go in characters.
John Chapman gets ill and dies in an old cabin.
I think that's an end. Martin Luther King Jr. comes and gives a speech about how he sees a future without segregation. People come to watch Martin Luther King Jr. give his speech, I Have a Dream speech.
People have been fighting segregation all across America.
People are being treated unfairly based on the color of their skin. Martin Luther King's habits are being proactive and putting first things first and seeking first to understand than to be understood, because he's helping people understand that that white people and black people don't have to be separated anymore.
Ruby Bridges set an example for everyone else. Like, she's using the paradigm change starts with me, because she's showing an example that there doesn't have to be segregation, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white.
John Chapman walks in his bare feet and he carries no weapon. I think Johnny Appleseed is putting first things first, and I think he's seeking first to understand, then to be understood.
I agree with all of you about the paradigms and the habits, because, like, especially with Trip and Cozy, because we know that Ruby Bridges is a really good student, but we don't know if she got good grades or bad grades.
I agree, because he was going through the injustice, the segregation too, because he was black.
I think she put first things first, even though people were being mean to her. She still put the most important thing first. She got good grades, and I also think she did Everyone Has Genius. Even though she was going through segregation and injustice, she still studied and got good grades.
I think Martin Luther King is showing synergize, because he's trying to work with each other and make it fair.
I think Ruby Bridges shows seek first to understand then to be understood, because she tells the teacher that she wasn't talking to them, she was praying.
I wonder how Ruby Bridges was so little but so nice to people. I wonder how.
It's probably that she had good parents, and I know she lived a hard life, but she still have learned with a good family.
I think Ruby Bridges shows change starts with me, because she's showing everybody that they can change starts if they're nice. Or I think Martin Luther King is doing change starts with me, because he's showing everyone in the crowd that he can change the world. So injustice isn't here anymore, and he wants to change the world, because he doesn't like segregation or injustice.
Hey, why was Ruby Bridges always so kind when everyone wanted to kill her?
She just doesn't want segregation or injustice.
Hi, I'm Sailor, and this is my friend Colby. Today we're going to talk about what we learned in our class video. In our Wit and Wisdom lesson, we learned about the settings, characters, actions, and problems of the story. We were reading, we talked about how each part of the story helps us understand what's happening. Yeah, and we also talked about how characters are leaders in stories. They use the 8 habits to help solve problems. These habits help teach us how characters listen to others and solve problems by understanding what's going on.
We use the 7 habits to help us build our escape trips, especially habit 6, synergize. We were able to work as a group and find the answers for each section of our chart.
Right, and we also used the paradigm everyone can be a leader. We were able to give everyone a chance to help our group and talk about what we learned together.
We also used the paradigm everyone has genius. Because we were synergizing, we were able to hear from others in our class and talk about their amazing ideas.
It was so fun to learn about all these things. These stories make us think about how we can be leaders in our own lives, just like the characters in the story. We hope you enjoyed watching the video and learning with us.
Thanks for watching. Glass and bucket.
Habit number 1. Habit number 2. Habit number 3. Habit number 4. Habit number 5. Habit number 6. Habit number 7. Habit number 8.
Refill bucket. You're being proactive.
Delilah, whose bucket do you like to fill? Mommy's bucket? And how do you fill Mommy's bucket?
By cleaning the house.
By cleaning the house. Good job, Delilah. Colty, whose bucket do you fill?
Baby Sadie.
And how do you fill baby Sadie's bucket?
With her.
Good job by playing with her. Pep, whose bucket do you fill? Fill Mommy's bucket. And how do you fill Mommy's bucket?
By making mac and cheese.
John, whose bucket do you fill?
James's bucket.
His brother James. And how do you fill his bucket?
By being nice to my friends.
Margot, whose bucket do you fill?
Mrs. Shipp's bucket.
Mrs. Shipp's bucket. And how do you fill my bucket?
By cleaning up a toy.
Okay, And Chloe, whose bucket do you fill?
My mommy's.
And how do you fill her bucket?
By doing her pizzas.
Eddie, whose bucket do you fill? And how do you fill Mom's bucket? Giving her a hug. Good job. Okay, Ford, whose bucket do you fill? Mom's bucket. And how do you fill her bucket?
By giving her a hug.
By giving her a hug. Good job. All right, Sandra, would you like to go? You can stand right here. I can help you. All right, guys, roll it.
Hello, one, be proactive. I'm in charge of myself. I make good choices. I do the right thing. Even when no one's watching.
When I do chores and clean up my house, usually my mom or dad has to ask me what to clean. But lately I've been getting better at if I see something that is dirty, I clean it before anyone asks me to.
Hi, I'm Kate, and when I'm older, I want to play soccer for BYU. And so right now, I'm practicing soccer and working hard so I can improve.
Number 3 is put first thing first. I do my morning work before I play. I finish that I have from later.
A lot of the times when I'm doing a test, a lot of the kids finish before me, but I don't rush to the test so I can finish.
Habit 4 is sprinkling wine. I try to make everybody happy. I share, take turns, and find ways to help others.
A way that I think win-win is when I'm at home hanging out with my friends and they're fighting over what to do. I'll say let's come up with a compromise so then we don't fight and become win-win.
Habit 5 is seek first to understand them to be understood. I learn to use my ears, eyes, and heart. Before I talk, I try to understand how others feel.
Habit 6 is synergize. I work as a table, and if we work well, we can be a team.
Hi, my name is Nasa, and I use Habit 5 when my friend lost her candy. I don't really feel bad for her, but then I listen to her, and I seek first to understand, then to be understood, and I say I'm sorry. Sorry. My class was making a big poster for a school project. Some kids were good at drawing, others liked writing, and some were good at cutting out shapes. Instead of all trying to do the same thing, we split up the jobs based on what we were good at. When we finished our project, it looked amazing. That synergy we work together can do something better than if we work alone. Whenever it's a group project, a soccer team, or cleaning up the classroom, teamwork makes everything else more fun.
Habit 7 is sharpen the saw. I eat healthy. Take care of my body. And take care of my body. And learning new things.
So when I play soccer, I'm usually the goalie, but I also have to keep in mind that I should do other things like being a defender, midfield, or forward.
Habit 8 is find your voice. I use my strengths and my talents to make a difference. I know I have something special to offer the world. Everyone has talent. Some people are great at art, some at making others laugh, and some at solving problems. Finding your voice means using your talents to inspire others. If you love to write, maybe you can start a school newspaper. If you are great at speaking, maybe you can help lead a club. Your voice is your power. When you use it, you make a positive impact on the world.
Hello, and thank you for coming to the Ivy Hall Leadership Fair. My name is Steven.
My name is Kai Bailey.
And my name is Faith. Today we will be teaching you how we use leadership skills in our 5th grade class by showing you our activity on the fascinating planets.
The activity we did was making a scale module of our planets, the food, and then we took it outside to understand how far apart the planets really are.
It was awesome that we were able to do a hands-on experience because we were able to get out of our chairs and go learn from a different experience.
The hands-on activity let us apply leadership skills in real life.
For example, it let us learn to synergize in a kind way by asking
for others' opinions and help.
One habit we used was habit 2, begin with the end in mind. How we used it was before we learned more about the planets, we got a true visual of their size. I love space and there's just so much more to learn.
Here we have 8 pieces of fruit. You might be thinking that they represent the 8 habits, but no, in this case they represent the 8 planets of our solar system. Mars is actually huge, but compared to the fruit scale to the other planets, it's just a tiny blueberry. We use habit 1, being proactive, to figure out which fruit was which to symbolize the planet. I have a pea and it represents Mercury.
I have a grape and it represents Venus.
I have a tomato, which represents Earth.
I have a watermelon and it represents Jupiter.
I have a grapefruit, which represents Saturn.
I have an apple and it represents Uranus.
I have a lime that represents Neptune.
Another habit that we used in the activity was habit 5, seeking to understand and to be understood. For example, I thought that the planets were really close together until we did the activity. After that, my mind was blown of how far apart they actually are.
Space is amazing and I have surprises being every day. This is a video of us working on the hands on.
Let's take a walk. Let's go to Mercury first. Let's all go to Mercury. Everyone got to Mercury, yeah, pretty easily. Now let's go to the next planet, which is
Venus.
What's interesting about Venus? Venus is the hottest planet. All right, let's go to our home planet, Earth. All right, now let's be the first people to land on Mars. So we have a couple of different measurements for Mars.
That's ours. No, this is ours.
All right. We just traveled to 4.
One off the roof.
Let's take a walk. Let's go to Mercury first.
when we measured the solar system, my group synergized with helping with measuring.
We thought win-win by making sure everybody had a part. And if they were bored, they could switch to a part they liked. For example, Matt, right here. Matt was measuring, but he would switch to doing math because he's better at adding and subtracting than most people.
Oh look, here comes Isley and Isla. They were in my group along with Stephen and Kate.
Hi, I am Isla.
And I'm Isley.
And we're going to tell you how our group synergized for our science project.
One of the main reasons we were able to get done the fastest is we all worked together and had a role in the project.
We learned how big the solar system really is and had a fun time doing it.
We also made sure not to disinclude anyone.
Thank you.
Thank you two for that speech. Oh look, here comes Nathan and Kesley.
Hello, I'm Amy. And I'm Kesley. We improved and synergized when we had trouble. We improved by doing our part and not doing it. We worked together to complete our project as a group. We had fun synergizing and working hard. During group projects, an example of how I synergized was I helped with the measurements so it could be accurate. In my group, I helped by playing my part and helping others when we were finished. Together as a group, we worked hard by each playing our part.
Thank you two for that message. Let's go back to synergizing in the solar system.
The rocky planets were 18 meters out and only took about 3 to 5 minutes.
But the gas giants were hard to put in because they were super far apart. And even though we started at one side of the park, we reached the river.
Our group was measuring accurately, but was taking too long. We synergized and thought of a solution.
2 people would pull the meter stick, and another person would place their hand or foot down to make sure the measure was accurate. And we were able to get that a lot faster because of the solution that we thought of.
We love the 8 habits and we hope you can use them in your day-to-day lives too. Bye.
Bye.
future will be too late. So we don't wait until tomorrow. Our time is now. And with the 7 habits, I'll show you how. You gotta be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. First hit first. Think win-win. Every time. Think first to understand. Then to be understood. Synergize with your friends. Cause it's always better when we work together. Sharpen the saw. Be the best me. So you can see there's a leader in me. There's a leader in me. I can be myself. I can be my friends. I can do anything. There's a leader in me. There's a leader in me. The 7 habits help me see. There's a leader in me. There's a leader in me. Leader in me. There's a leader in me. I believe myself. I believe my friends. I can do anything. There's a leader in me. There's a leader in me. The 7 habits help me see. There's a leader in me. There's a leader in me. Hey, don't forget about habit number 8. Find your voice. Share your talent. The 8th habit was not included, but it's still important. Habit number 8, find your boys. We learn habit 8 in our class, but we learn other things. We're finding out what we're good at. We use our talent to bless others. We hope we share our talents today. And has it been a blessing for you?
All right, we're going to have just a few words from Mr. Michael Simpson on our board of directors. Just kidding, I'm taking over. He took over from me in the first 2 meetings, and I thought I just wanted to say something quickly. About 17, almost 18 years ago now, as Stephen Covey himself donated the Leader of Me books to our school. That was the time we were in a little tiny building in South Provo, about 10,000 square feet, and we didn't fill that building. We were a teeny little group, and started back in that day. We, at that point, realized how important this model would be. That said, we had teachers like Mrs. Hill and Mrs. Packham at the time, who was a teacher, all the teachers who did amazing things in their classrooms. But we realized we were missing something that we're just kind of coming around to now. I want to shoot you back with me to 10 years ago. My youngest was 10 years old, and we were spending time in Malaysia in those days, and he and the 12-year-old right above him got sent off to a little 7 Habits camp that they weren't aware of, and we just kind of put them in a car and said, good luck, go, you're on your way, before they had a chance to complain. 3 days later, we met them at the camp to see a similar type presentation. What had they learned? What had they done? And Michael and I walked in, and we'd been around leadership and 7 Habits and all this for many, many years. And we walked in, though, and were taken back by the seeing our little one with a T-shirt on. The back of it said, "Can you see the leader in me?" And we had never asked ourselves that question, and I had to really think about that. When you see these little kids up here, and you think about all that they're doing and saying, I want you to think about that question. Do you really believe that there is a leader in them? It can be hard. It's hard to give up control. It's hard to have things not go perfectly when we know if we had been practicing all of this and doing this for months on end, we could get it right on. But allowing them to have this opportunity to step up and show you what they've been doing. We didn't have them rehearse this stuff. You can see they wrote some scripts. They had things talking about things they did that they're learning. And it takes us back to that time. We recently also took 6 of us, administrators and teachers, back to Florida for a Leader in Me symposium. And while we were there, we got to see students all over. When we started this, there were probably 1,800 schools in the world that were doing this. There are now 8,000 all over the world. The latest ones in Pakistan, and where else were they? All over the Middle East, and India, Australia, everywhere. So we came back on fire, and these administrators and teachers came back and said, we've got 3 weeks, and all we want you to do, we don't want you to feel like you have to stop all your work and prep something to show. We just want you to show what you're doing in your classrooms. We want to see how leadership is impacting our students, and so their parents could see that too. We want you to know that we love them, we love our teachers, we're grateful for them, grateful for what their opportunity, and we're hoping that you'll join us now as we are recommitting ourselves to the implementation of the Leader in Me program in this school. We're doubling down on leadership, and what we have learned is that as we pick up that leadership stick and we allow the students to find who they are, their passion, and that we really take on the paradigms. If you were here for the tours, you will see the paradigms that every child can be a leader, that change begins with me, all the things that and every child has genius. When you pick up that leadership stick and you teach them that that's the number one thing we care about here, the other things follow. By nature, the culture changes, the way the kids interact with each other, and academics rise. We know that's important, and we're doubling down on this and hope that you will partner with us and help us. We will have opportunities for you in the summer. And then going on into next year, we'll start providing 7 Habits for Families certification. We'd love it if every family in our school decided to come to a 7 Habits for Families certification and be certified. So this is something that we can partner with you in doing both here and at home. Again, we love you. We're grateful for the fact that you are allowing us the opportunity to work with your children. They're amazing. They do amazing things every day. We're grateful for each of them. Michael, you want to say anything? 1 minute.
1 minute. So Cynthia and I are grateful for you investing in your kids in this journey of leadership, academics, and culture. And I'll just say, Dr. Covey, when he donated the books a number of years ago, we thought, well, let's get started with the 7 Habits and just this process. It's interesting, I just got back from New York City last night, working with a hospital, the CEO and his entire executive team. They've trained 700 people in their organization in the 7 Habits. This is New York City. And he said, we see the 7 Habits as the cultural operating system of our values and our behaviors. Now, when you look at all the research, look at Daniel Goleman in his book, Emotional Intelligence, Rutgers University. He says, part of genius is IQ, intelligence, technical brilliance, but 75% plus of a leader's success is not IQ and technical genius, it's EQ, emotional intelligence. It's self-regulation, self-mastery, self-control, self-discipline, and it's connection, empathy, listening, and leading and delegating and empowering and aligning other people. We're doing both. Academically, we know we got to crack the code in order to get kids into the top tier schools. And so we'll check the box on that. Brilliance and technical experience is entry ticket stuff to a job and a career in the future. What gets you promoted is the EQ. And your kids, what we love about these young kids is they don't have any filters. They're just kind of getting it. I wish I would have had this when I was young. And I remember our oldest son, Zach, as we took our 4 kids through 7 Habits, Zach said this. We were going up to Sundance, and when I was racing down the road, I'd been traveling all week, and I wanted to get first tracks on powder. And I was a little impatient. He looked over and he said, Dad, what would be a more proactive response to Mom? You were a little reactive this morning. I'm like, don't start that cubby stuff with me. But the point is, your kids get it. They'll be practicing it. And so we want to encourage you to practice it at home. If anyone wants a copy of the 7 Habits Families book, we've got copies. 7 Habits regular book or 7 Habits Teens, we've got plenty of copies. So come see one of us. We did it to you, but again, thank you.
Add one more thing. There's a story that Michael tells when he did a lot of work with Marriott Hotels and who owns Ritz-Carlton. And Ritz-Carlton had made the statement something like, we know we're the best in the business, and we're not even great yet. So I want to say, when you think about these little kids up here today and thinking about them in school for however many years, 12 years or whatever they're going to be doing, think about that idea that at Ivy Hall we have the tools, we have the mission, we have the values, we have the paradigms, and so we're going there, and we're just getting started. So stick with us and let's do this together. Thanks so much for coming.
Hi, I'm Kate. Kate.
And I'm Baby.
And we're all in Mr. Long's class.
Thank you so much today for joining us at our leadership fair.
We hope you have enjoyed seeing all the videos and presentations we have shared and prepared for you.
We are so proud of everything we have shared with you and hope you enjoyed seeing the things your child is learning and experiencing here at Ivy Hall. Here at Ivy Hall, we use the 8 habits to help us become leaders. As you exit, the students will be lining up the path to thank you for coming. All these students have done such a great job. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you again for being here, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Bye.
If you have a student in Ms. Shipp's classroom, Ms. Hill's class, they're going to stay in their classrooms. So you're welcome to go grab them from there. Have a great day. Thank you, guys.